No Excuses, written by Tracy. This No Excuses book synopsis by Tracy will teach you effective strategies to help you quit leading an excuse-filled existence. Introduction. Get disciplined and discover its power. Imagine having the freedom to live your life the way you want, spending time with the people you want to spend it with. We all aspire to the same things: financial stability, personal fulfillment, and lasting happiness, and, more often than not, we are aware of what must be done to achieve these goals. But our lack of self-discipline and never-ending list of justifications can stand in the way. What is the best way to go through this? These summaries aim to address that topic. We've chosen the most effective strategies that will enable you to stop making excuses in your life, whether you work for a corporation or own your own business. Learn the following from this summary. What the 7-step method is, how to create a catastrophe report to get over your worries, and the benefits of delaying gratification for your financial freedom are all covered in this article. Using Method 1. Learn from professionals, take ownership of your life, and you will succeed. Have you ever wondered how certain people manage to amass enormous fortune and achieve great success while being given no more time than the majority of others? The three main pillars of life, personal achievement, career success, and general happiness, require self-discipline to a large extent. You may also carry out this. And it's best to get organized about your own accomplishment in the beginning. Finding out from the professionals in your sector is a terrific approach to do that. Take part in their conferences, read their books, and tune into their podcasts. Take the dentist in San Diego where the author practices. He went to as many dental conferences as he could, and in Hong Kong, at one of these conferences, he discovered a method that would change the course of his professional life. A Japanese dentist demonstrated a novel technique that significantly enhanced teeth's aesthetics at the conference. Within a few years, patients from all over the country were scheduling procedures at the author's dentist's office. This novel technique was quickly put into practice. He had earned enough money to retire by the time he was 55 and was referred to be a dentist's dentist. Are you attracted to the idea of retiring early? Then you should start taking ownership of your life. This lesson was painfully acquired by the author. He was 21 years old at the time, working in construction and just scraping by. He lived in a small apartment, had no savings, and no car. As a result, he realized that he needed to modify his life and accept responsibility. He had to give up blaming his upbringing and lack of education for his issues. He started to put in more effort the next day. A lifelong advocate of self-improvement, he also began to buy self-help books. His deliberate choice to stop blaming others or finding reasons to justify himself was crucial to his success in the future. Technique 2. Use the 7-step approach and the guidance of successful individuals to achieve your goals. New Year's resolutions are difficult to keep. Whether it's taking a daily jog or giving up smoking, in January you're committed to whatever you resolve to do. During the month of February, you start skipping workouts and smoking illegal smokes. Why then are we unable to adhere to the plan? Only 4% of survey participants really kept their resolutions, according to a story in USA Today. But only 44% of people who succeeded in keeping their resolutions did so after having them in writing. It is much more likely that you will succeed if you write down your goals. Just the act of outlining your objectives reduces distractions and concentrates your energy where it is needed. Use the following 7 steps to accomplish your objectives and capitalize on the power of the pen and paper. Specify your goals in your decision as the first step. Make a specific decision regarding how much money you wish to have if you want to become wealthier. Or, if you're trying to lose weight, figure out exactly how many pounds you want to drop. Step 2. Specify your goal in writing. Setting a deadline for completion is Step 3. Stay grounded. Organize it into smaller deadlines if the aim is big. Step 4. Make a list of every possible action you could take to accomplish your goal. Listing the challenges you'll face and the additional information and abilities you'll need to overcome them as part of this. The most advantageous tasks should be given top priority, and they should be scheduled. The first thing you should do is finish your most crucial job. Step 6. Begin working on your assignments immediately. Step 7. Take daily action to further your objective. Use the 7-step method in addition to getting suggestions on how to accomplish your goals more rapidly. Consider the experience of Bob Barton, one of the author's seminar participants, to illustrate the value of getting counsel. In order to advance in his career, Bob wished to. He made a determined effort to resemble the senior salespeople at his organization, paying close attention to their speech patterns and appearance. This was helpful, but the true progress wasn't made until he requested a book recommendation from one of the top sellers. He continued recommending other books and audio programs after they expressed their gratitude that he had asked them. The best salesperson in the office is Bob, thanks to his self-control to read and listen to them. Method 3. Complete the catastrophe report and instantly confront your concerns to help you overcome them. Are you preventing yourself from achieving your potential because you are afraid of failing, which includes losing what money you do have or not earning enough? If so, don't worry, our brains aren't biologically programmed to have such anxieties. Due to the fact that they are acquired through life, they are reversible with a little willpower. The disaster report, which consists of 4 parts, is a useful tool for getting over your concerns. First, plainly express your fear. Finding the worst-case scenario is the second step. Do you hesitate to make investments out of concern that you may ultimately lose all of your money? By facing your fears, they will eventually stop controlling your thoughts and feelings and instead become manageable. Third step, come up with worst-case scenario remedies. Let's take the example of financial loss. Huge deal. Always look for employment so you can recoup your money. It truly does help to face fear because it frequently arises from a failure to evaluate the worst-case scenario. The fourth step is to take all possible measures to prevent the worst-case scenario from occurring. You won't have any time to worry since you'll be so preoccupied trying to prevent the worst from happening. By preparing yourself to handle your anxieties immediately, you can also get over your fears. For instance, despite being a top employee, one of the author's seminar attendees complained that her employer continually criticized and disparaged her at work. It makes sense that her reluctance to speak with her supervisor gradually increased. She was able to handle the circumstance, nevertheless, after hearing the author's advice. Next time her employer reprimanded her, she said what the author had advised: "Please don't talk to me like that. Being addressed differently would be nice. I am not as productive or able to concentrate when my feelings are wounded." And how did her supervisor respond? So, he expressed regret and promised to never again criticize her unjustly. Her hatred for her supervisor and her job vanished after that. Procedure 4. Success requires self-discipline whether you work for a corporation or are self-employed. Did you know that 20% of the world's population owns 80% of the world's wealth? Fortunately, there is significant income mobility in Western nations like the United States. That suggests that, with enough effort, it is feasible to rise from lower to higher income groups. Therefore, if you work for an organization, you should give your all to the tasks that your manager assigns to you. The author's goal when working for a real estate development company was to achieve this. In order to finish the assignment as fast and effectively as possible, he would approach his employer for further authority. As a result, he developed a reputation as the go-to person. Once, his boss requested him to travel to Reno to begin developing the land of a business they had just acquired. But contrary to what was indicated, the author didn't book a flight out till the following day. He met right away with the attorney and engineer, and ultimately learned that the land could not be developed since it had no access to water. He stopped the deal, saving his business $2 million that it would have otherwise cost. After impressing his boss, the author was promoted to manager of 42 staff within a year. Now, if you operate your own firm, you'll also need to put in a lot of effort if you want to succeed. Remember that a typical business owner puts in 59 hours every week. Try employing the CONE formula, which stands for continuous and never-ending progress, to assist you and your business flourish, since this calls for willpower and ongoing improvement. The process is as follows. One of the first steps you take when starting a new business is to draft a business plan that includes information about your target market, price, marketing plans, and other important topics. However, this business concept is not irrevocable. Know of how well your business is doing right now, you must always strive to make it better. In order to stay ahead of your competition and meet the needs of your clients, you need to update and alter it every year. You must remember that operating a prosperous, continuously growing business demands months or even years of putting in long hours. Technique 5. Use the 1% formula to achieve financial freedom and the ABT method to overcome procrastination. Imagine leading a completely debt-free existence. You travel constantly and indulge in your favorite pastimes while subsisting only on the interest from your money. Sounds wonderful. The good news is that if you're willing to use specific tools, you can achieve this goal. The 1% formula is designed to help you practice delayed gratification, which is the first step toward financial freedom. Simply discipline yourself to live off the remaining 99% of your salary while starting to save 1% of your income. Therefore, if you make $3,000 a month, 1% is only $30. The 1% formula is still a doable objective if you're like most people and live paycheck to paycheck or have a lot of debt. You can raise your savings ratio to 2% once you figure out how to live off the remaining 99%, and so on. You'll teach yourself to deliberately spend less and save more each month. You can even pay off any debt you have as you work toward financial independence and start attracting greater riches. The ABT method of prioritizing must then be used to defeat procrastination. To get started, make a list of all the things you need to get done every day at the beginning of the day. Then use the ABT approach to order them in order of importance. The only rule is that you must finish all higher value jobs before moving on to lower value chores. The following techniques will help you automatically double your productivity and income, but it takes a lot of discipline to prioritize your most critical chores and get started on them right away. List your must-do tasks, those with serious repercussions if not accomplished, under A. Write your should-do tasks, those with minimal consequences, under B. C. Chores are nice to do activities with no repercussions if they are not finished. You should assign jobs to others so that you can focus on your more vital work. Finally, E. Tasks should be dropped because they are not necessary to achieving your objectives. Procedure 6. Get into the habit of working out and steer clear of the 3 W's in your diet to live a healthier life. There's no reason why you shouldn't enjoy a long and fulfilling life as people are living longer than ever before. How to accomplish this is the key question. Living a healthy lifestyle, which includes eating healthily and exercising, is one of the essential components. The author's Thinking Big weight loss method, which is focused on avoiding the 3 whites, sugar, salt, and flour, can help you take control of your weight. You should first cut out all sugar from your diet. That means no more sweet treats, soft drinks, or sugary coffee in the morning. This should increase your energy and help you lose 1 pound per day. Next, you should quit salting your food in order to lose weight permanently. Finally, cut out white flour foods from your diet, including spaghetti, bread, and pastries. It truly does function. A 32-year-old Florida guy who had been having trouble losing weight dropped 22 pounds just 6 months after beginning the Thinking Big program. He not only looked different, but he also felt happier and more self-assured, and he got more dates than before. You should also be aware that it's never too late to start exercising in addition to eating a healthy diet. A 68-year-old woman who resided in a senior citizen's home is the ideal illustration of this. Although she had never been particularly active, she changed her mind after seeing an interview with young marathon runners. She made the decision to finish a marathon right there and then. She invested in running books the very next day, acquired running shoes, and began jogging around her neighborhood. She was able to finish a mini marathon at the end of the first year, and by the time she was 75, she had run 2 50-mile cross-country marathons. Technique 7. Spend more time with your family and learn to forgive others to improve your interpersonal relationships. Your children become your top focus after you become a parent. Can you, however, predict which of parents' greatest regrets is? That they weren't around their kids enough when they were little. You do, however, have the choice to reduce or eliminate other obligations that interfere with your ability to be the best parent you can be. Decide to spend more time with your family starting today. Just take the example of one of the author's acquaintances, a man who once played golf 5 days a week and frequently went on golfing vacations in the winter. He continued to play golf several times a week even after getting married and having 4 children. As you might expect, his wife was not pleased with his lack of dedication to his family and confronted him about it. He consequently decided to be responsible and limit his golfing to once per week. He was happier and a better spouse and father as a result of this choice. You must develop the ability to forgive others if you want to find true happiness. Perhaps the most frequent instance of this is when someone harbors bitterness toward their parents for something that happened many years ago. Such people bemoan their upbringing and use it as an alibi for their shortcomings. The practice of forgiving is the only way to cultivate mental tranquility. By making it a habit to forgive those who have wronged you in the past, you release the emotional burden that prevents you from experiencing happiness. Final thoughts. This book's main takeaway is: always try to learn more about the subject you are interested in. Reading books, listening to podcasts, and going to expert-led seminars all fall under this category. Avoid wasting your time by taking shortcuts. It takes considerable self-discipline, a lot of work, and the ability to face your anxieties as they come up in order to achieve your goals. By doing this, you can become financially free and experience greater satisfaction in general. By clicking the link in the description box, you can purchase a copy of the book on Amazon if you found this summary to be helpful and are curious to learn more.